I'm a curious guy and something's got my attention. I've been noticing people all over the internet flipping furniture, making stacks of cash, and telling everyone that they should give it a go. To work out what's going on, I've spent the last couple of months flipping furniture, and I've learned 5 lessons that are gonna expose furniture flipping. Alright, before we dive into the lessons, let's talk about something called audience capture. Audience capture happens when creators become influenced by their audience, what their audience likes, their preferences, their expectations. They tailor their content to what they think their audience wants in order to get more likes, views, shares. And the problem with this is it comes at the expense of their authenticity. They're not being real with you. They're just doing what they think will get them more views. Now, if we apply audience capture to furniture flipping, I think it makes sense as to why we're seeing so many people on the internet making stacks of money and having the best time in the world. I think the creators have created, that makes sense. I think the creators have created a platform where they need to say how good furniture flipping is, otherwise they'll lose viewers. If I'm a furniture flipping content creator and I start going, hey, a lot of the time it sucks. And you know what? Most people don't actually make money off it. Only I do because I have a channel that people watch ads on. That's not good for business. The creator themselves are kind of under pressure to maintain this false reality that isn't good for the viewers, because the viewers now think, hey, I can do all this stuff and it's gonna be great and I'm gonna have the best life. But it's not always true. It's only true for a very small proportion of people, I think. So, you might be sitting there going, hang on, is the idiot on the screen who's talking about furniture flipping saying don't trust the idiots on screen that are talking about furniture flipping? And yes, I am. As of right now, I only have 232 subscribers. I'm just a guy that got into DIY over COVID because I wanted to stay sane. I'm aiming to build an audience that trusts me for the truth and trust that when you see my content, it's an exchange of genuine insights for your valuable attention. What a nice guy. Oh, so wanky. I'm just trying to be nice. Time for lesson 1. Everything takes longer than you think. So over my short amount of time DIYing, I've become so painstakingly familiar with a law called Hofstadter's Law, which states, it always takes longer than you expect, even when you take into account Hofstadter's Law. Meaning everything takes way longer than you bloody think. The smallest things, you just think you take some furniture, you put some paint on it, you sell it for thousands of dollars. It doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? Even now, after spending months of my spare time flipping furniture, I can't work out where all my time's gone, but it goes. I kept detailed records of the amount of time I took and it blew my mind. When you're watching your favorite furniture creators and they're doing their thing, you cannot get an accurate idea of how much time they are using. Even if they show you everything, all the mistakes they've made, they're not showing you everything. You can't. That's the limitation of the format. You can't get an accurate read unless you're doing the thing. I've done the thing. It takes bloody ages. Lesson number 2. It's not healthy. Now, I'm not necessarily talking about the actual process when I'm saying it's not healthy. What I am talking about is the process of getting and selling furniture. Most people will do that through Facebook Marketplace. The hours you need to put in scrolling Marketplace, looking for pieces that are actually worth your time, is so annoying. If you're a relatively health conscious person and you don't want your brain fried for the day because you've spent 7 hours doing this, it's really hard to avoid. And then you finally get your furniture, you do it up and you gotta sell it. And then really you need Marketplace. There is a really low bar to messaging people on Marketplace. What I mean by that is there's no consequence for messaging about items, even if you're only 5% keen on it. Oh, that looks nice. Just flick them a message. Who cares? I do it. You probably do it. Everyone does it. And it sucks. Don't do it. It's so annoying for the person selling the furniture. I got my hopes up like 1,000 times and then, nothing. So, once again, probably not great for your health unless you're super disciplined or just not an idiot like me. Lesson. Number 3. That's 4. Damn. 3. Not all trash can be turned into treasure. I've seen creators saying never turn down a free item because it's just free money. It's not free money. It's not. You're gonna spend hours working on a piece that sells for 20 bucks and you're gonna hate yourself. Need to calm down. I worked out while flipping this furniture that you need to be really specific with the furniture you get. Not everything is gonna sell well. Not everything is gonna be worth your time. I think the reality is it takes years of knowing your market, knowing the trends, knowing what's going on, what furniture is what, to really make any money out of this properly. It's not something that just anybody can start doing and, oh, that looks good, flip that, oh wow, thousands of dollars. It doesn't work like that. It needs to be your thing, the thing you put all your time into if you're gonna justify it. So yeah, not all trash is treasure. Lesson number 4, it makes you a better woodworker. All right, so I feel like I've got a little bit caught up in this exposing furniture flipping truth thing. I've been negative. It's not all bad. I really think that getting into furniture flipping for the last month or so has improved me as a woodworker for a number of reasons. The first thing that I'd never really considered was it gives you access to cheap timber. This table behind me, I'm flipping. I gotta tell you, I would have spent hundreds of dollars on the timber there. I got it for free. Now that I know about this, I think it makes woodworking have a lower bar of entry. What I mean by that is if you can get free timber and things that are already half made by good woodworkers while you're practicing, that is such a good leg up. No longer do you have to spend the thousands of dollars to get your tools and then the hundreds of dollars every time you want to build a project. You can just find the right thing on Marketplace. It makes the hobby a much better return on investment and something that's more accessible to a lot of people. On top of that, I've also explored new skills and techniques that I probably wouldn't have any other time. These are things that directly translate into woodwork. For example, I'd never done a paint wash before, and now I have a new technique that I can use that lightens timber that is in my kit bag that I will use later on. I'm investing in myself. I've convinced you it's good for people learning to be woodworkers. Convinced. And that leads us to lesson number 5. You need the right creator in your life. While researching this project and learning how to be a furniture flipper, something occurred to me. I didn't really relate to the people that were 5 or 10 years into furniture flipping and they were experts at it and they had a whole shop set up for it and they were great at it. The creators that were honest and still learning and made mistakes that I could see, they were the ones I seemed to learn more of. This reminded me of a principle that I've heard before called the 2 steps ahead principle, which states that often you're better off learning from someone who's just 2 steps in front of you rather than someone that's all the way down the road. Sometimes I feel that learning off experts can be not all it's cracked up to be. If you've been doing something for 20 years, it's hard to remember the second year, the first year, which means it can be hard to give practical, relevant advice to the novice. Which is why I think I've got the perfect video for you right here.